Wow. 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 Oh my God. If y'all better watch this episode. Congratulations, Disney. Another non-woke episode, and this was the best episode that I've seen. The animation was magnifique. Okay. I'm talking spoilers just so you know. So, in this episode, they go to Magneto's island, where all of the mutants have gone for safe haven, of course. You know about Magneto's island, Genosha. And Magneto is basically asked to be the emperor and king and have his queen, and he chooses Rogue, and he wants Rogue to be with him, to rule with him, and she pretty much has accepted. She also has to tell Gambit that she can't be with him. She tells her story of how her and Magneto fell in love or fell for each other or had their affair, and his magnetism protected him from her touch. I've always thought maybe she should ask Jean Grey, can she touch her? That way she may be able to use some of her psychic powers to to keep herself from affecting people that she does not want to affect, like Gambit. She's in love with them. Meanwhile, Scott is having mental affairs with Madeline Pryor behind the real Jean Grey's back, and she finds them on the astral plane, speaking and having a little reunion with themselves. Mentally, he has to explain to her that he loves both of them. Meanwhile, she's trying to figure out whether her memories are hers or her clones, and Logan approaches her to talk to her about it. They have their little reunion, and she kisses Logan. I'm like, good Lord! What in the hell? This is a reality television show going on here. With all this damn drama. And guess what? They get to meet and they introduce us to Nightcrawler. I like his teleportation, the way they drew it. And guess what? He's religious in it. He's religious. So, at the end, the finale, they are attacked by a surprise attack by this 3-headed, 4-headed, whatever, super sentinel. I know a lot of you know more about this than I do. I don't know who he is. I think I've heard of him before. And he's dropping all type of sentinels out as soldiers while he's a giant kaiju devastating the island, killing mutants all over the place. I mean, they went above and beyond for this animation here. It was on par with a lot of anime that you've seen. Not the super best, but some of the best anime you've seen and shows you've seen. They went all out for this. Now tell me this. I would assume that the Sentinels must be made, or this Super Sentinel must be made of non-magnetic metal, because I would assume that Magneto could just tear them apart if he wanted to. But that's not what he did. He was smacking them with a full subway train, whipping them like a dog with it. And by the way, I can't stand this. Why is this trope always in every show or movie where someone has psychic powers, where they get a nosebleed? Jean Grey gets a nosebleed in this. I hate that. It's just one of those cliche things that I can't stand about movies and television shows. Anyway, man, Nightcrawler saves Magneto, and is it Rogue he saves that almost dies? Magneto starts protecting all these young mutants with his force powers and force field magnetic powers, and the kaiju sentinels, like Omega level threat detected, is just and he's protecting them and everything. And Rogue tries to interfere. He wraps her up in some metal. He's trying to protect everybody with metal and stuff, and he tells the kids, "Do not be afraid." And I was like, "Oh no!" And they killed him, supposedly. Boom! Omega level threat extinguished, or whatever he said. By the way, there's a lot of people that have a problem with Rogue and Magneto being together. I don't think it's disgusting. So many people make it sound like it's such a disgusting thing for a man, 40s, 50s, 60s, to date someone in their 20s. Like, from what I understand, when I started looking into dating culture a little while ago, apparently that's mainly an American thing, where you think it's disgusting to date someone a couple of decades younger. From what I understand, in a lot of countries, it's just normal for a younger woman in her 20s, 23, 24, 25, 26, to find an older, established man who can take care of her and even her family. Like, it's just a thing to find it's not to find a young guy, because young guys aren't established yet. That's just a cultural thing. Like, I don't think, like, if they like each other, they like each other. As long as he's not a pervert. It's different. It's different if, Magneto's in his 50s, 60s, no matter what age he is, if he's an adult, and you're after, a 13-year-old, okay, that's a problem. But she's grown. They're both grown. If they really, truly do get along and love each other, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I watch too many channels and I see enough of that. It's so disgusting that... Right. No, eating doo-doo is disgusting. Okay? That's what's disgusting. Okay? Not, dating someone of a couple of decades. It's not. As long as they're both good people and there's no freaky fetish stuff. But even if it was some freaky fetish stuff between an older man and a younger woman, if they're both adults and consenting, okay. Like, anyway. So after Magneto and the rest of the mutants are presumed dead, Gambit jumps in. And he's doing his thing, but he gets speared by the Sentinel. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, wait a minute. Is he going to charge it and blow it up? That's exactly what he does. He dies doing it, supposedly. Rogue is crying, holding him in her arms at the end, saying she can't feel him. And I was like, oh, it breaks my heart. She just lost two of the loves of her life in one moment. What type of pain is that? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine going through that type of pain? And then all of your people are being destroyed and stuff by Sentinels? 5 out of 5. Woos. Great episode. Perfect episode. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see y'all next week. Woo.